Let's see. A late night show. A little late night. Can y'all see me? Is anybody in here? Let's see. Lord, let me see. They done blocked my channel from earlier today. They gonna let me get one in edgewise because everybody's scared. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, we gotta talk tonight. Come on in, y'all. We bite and is. Okay? Come on in, y'all. Grab y'all a drink. We gotta talk a little bit. Get some people in here. Hey, y'all. I've been here. I did a live earlier today, William. They just blocked me. I went in earlier today. My live got shut off like 5 times earlier today. Hey, Pilar, we in here. Hey, Dr. Q. Hey, Janelle. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Fresh Face. Come on in, y'all. We gotta talk. Little late night creep. Who all up? Who all up in here, little late night creep? I got my QT drink. I'm ready. But those of you who don't know, I love QT drinks. Okay? I love QT drinks. It'll be the ice for me. Come on in, guys. Hey, Sergeant 84. Hey, Nichelle. Hey, Keish. Hey, Stephen King. Steve, they kept coming out this morning, Steve. They didn't want me to get a word in this morning. It might be a little bit different tonight. Oh, Chief Bassful in here. Thank you, Chief Bassful, for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. We're gonna talk tonight. Some very important news. Coming out of the Supreme Court. We're gonna discuss that tonight. Let me go ahead and save that to my downloads here. Because I want y'all to behold. Earlier I said that lady was 80 something, but she's actually 94 years old. She just threw Negro Americans the biggest alley-oop in the world. And I'm gonna break it down. Before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the media with this DC Young Fly Jackie O situation. Just give my opinion, I think it's kind of strange that nobody from Atlanta is online blaming DC Young Fly for something that he had nothing to do with. You know, at some point, our culture, sometimes we have to let folk grieve, It's a lot of people on YouTube blaming DC Young Fly for the death of his baby mama, his long-term partner. I can tell you this. Most men don't want the mother of their 3 children to die. I don't know how y'all feel about it and what y'all feel about it, but in my opinion, um, you know, we need to look at the culture and examine more so what's making women flock to these surgeons and make them rich versus blaming, oh, this is a sacrificial freaking killing. Now y'all know I love me a good conspiracy, but at some point we got to draw the line. And everybody putting up old videos of, look how DC treated her on this live. All that is pointless. There's thousands of other videos of him treating her amazing that's not being shown. She has a whole YouTube channel. I'm just talking about this. Some of y'all don't know who DC Unfly is. Some of y'all don't know about this Jackie O situation. Some of y'all don't know. But for those of you who do, there she had a whole YouTube page of him treating her amazing, him being amazing with his daughters and their new son. Prince Nehemiah is what their little baby called. And when you have a newborn baby, that newborn baby is gonna be sniffing for that mama sent, and she's no longer here. So, condolences to DC Young Fly. I don't know whether he's made a statement or said anything, but I mean, at some point we just got to be like, okay, he a celebrity, but maybe he didn't sacrifice nobody because he didn't even rise to stardom like most celebrities do. You know, he rose to stardom just on his own, like literally by joking people out online to, somebody finally respond. I think it was Kevin Hart. I think he joked Kevin Hart out or something like that, and Kevin Hart finally responded, and that's what you know rose him to stardom. But when you listen to the story of him and Jackie O, they explain on one of her lives how they been with each other for a long time. They used to sleep in motels together. So she was with that man before he had any fame or any money or anything like that. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out because you know I had made a live saying that the CIA has these room keys. One of the CIA, he say a former CIA hitman, but I don't think there's no such thing. He discussed, his everyday carry that they carry a hotel key where they can get in all hotels across the world, without them being reprogrammed. And I'm just here to say, you know, if this was some kind of targeted thing, the CIA is not the only people with the room key. The CIA is not the only intelligence. They're not the only central intelligence in the world. They're not the only ones. You got KGB out there too. You got a lot of others out there. You got the Chinese on your heels. Hell, the Chinese make everything look like. You think they can't get in the room key? Hell, when I was on, what was that? We was somewhere here recently. I don't know what hotel we was at here recently, but it was a 4-star hotel, and it was multiple people in my room. It was like because we was on business, but discussing some stuff, and our room door got open twice. Our suite door got open twice. The lady said she was room service, but we was on the 19th floor in the hotel that only had 19 floors. So I finally said loud enough after she opened the door the second time with no towels or nothing in tow. We ain't asked for room service, but I said, ma'am, whoever keeps sending you to our room about to get you shot. I said it loud enough so she could hear it through the door, and she never came back. That person never came back. I said that to say this. Anybody can come in and out of hotel rooms. You know, when you go to sleep, put the lock on the door. Hell, if you don't have no kind of weapons or nothing, once you walk in that hotel room and check it, put the lock on the door. Put the deadbolt on the door. You know, um, if you don't feel also safe. Also, stop getting BBLs. I just got to say it. Okay, if you ain't born with no booty, that's it. Okay, that's it. You just ain't got it. Okay. I hate to be so harsh. But the death of this young lady need to start this discussion. Okay, stop going under the knife. Stop, bro. Stop making that. Stop. You in the middle of a war and you want to go under the knife. Just stop. I'm not blaming the doctor. I'm not blaming none of this. But they said she succumbed to her surgery. At some point you'll have to look in the mirror at yourself and say, I'm good enough. I got enough booty. I like myself. What's wrong with just saying I like myself? If you gain weight and you don't like how you look, lose weight. If you like how you look when you gain weight, stay there. Just like yourself. Like yourself enough to not put yourself in a high risk position where you're going to get a surgery. I had an associate here in Atlanta that died on the table in the Dominican Republic 2 years ago. I just never came online and talked about it because a lot of my friends are still grieving about that. Died on the table. Okay? It's too many deaths happening with this particular surgery for people to still be getting it done. It's just too many deaths. Just too many deaths, y'all. Just too many. And this mummy makeover, Just let it go. Just let it go. Okay? This mommy makeup stuff is out of hand. It's out of hand. Guys, it's just out of hand to me. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I don't know how y'all feel about it. But just love yourself. Also, another thing I want to talk about is Jamie Foxx, and I touched on Jamie Foxx earlier today, but I didn't get to make my point because I kept getting cut off earlier today. One point that I was making was when I did the cross between him and Jovita Moore, who was here in Atlanta, newly vaccinated Jovita Moore. Please click like when y'all come in here. It's probably a bad idea to get that surgery right after birth. The women's body is already in recovery mode as it is. Exactly. 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 But, the industry and the culture is kind of pushing women in that direction. Time you have birth, hey, go get snatched. Don't give a damn about what a baby, how the baby feel. Don't give a damn that you finna do a life. Having a baby is already a life threatening. You putting yourself at risk these days with C-sections and all this, and doctors allowing black women to bleed out on the table, so forth and so on. So it's already so many risks that are taking place here. Yes, please hit the like button, get some more people in here to join the discussion. Hey, Dominique, I haven't seen you in a while. Culture is moving people in that direction instead of just loving on the mothers and honoring the mothers for just bringing new life into the world. You know, in ancient times, and by ancient for us, I mean, hell, 1930s. In the 1920s, when we had our own wet nurses and we had our own facilities and our own doctors, these were royal births and they treated it as such. The mothers were pampered. They had certain garments that they wore. These are our people. You know, um, they treated that mother and that baby a certain way, and it wasn't a push to get a mummy makeup, but they'll wrap that band around that stomach and then it'll go right on down. You know, um, it's our culture. It's like a unseen hand, a cold war that's moving our culture, influencing our culture in a way that it shouldn't go with these surgeries and these I don't love myself, let me go get so called snatch. But anyway, yeah, that's a home birth. A home birth. Yeah, exactly, Dominique. And you got some beautiful kids too. Let's see. Black women aren't treated with the best care when we go into them people's space. Exactly. We don't have our own spaces anymore, and you don't know how many people don't like you. Earlier today, I was talking about and Miss Jackie O, she was a mixed woman. She had a black family. Um, I was talking earlier today about the young lady up in Missouri named Wilhelmina who passed away 4 years ago, whose body is perfectly preserved to the point where the Catholic Church wants to make her a saint. They want to canonize her in the whole 9 yards just because of how well like her body looks alive. Like they show pictures of her online, but you got white people coming from all over the world literally saying that they're seeing her and they're weeping over her body. One lady put on the under the video that she and her husband went and she wanted to touch the lady's rosary or something. Whatever the cross that they carry, they call it something. It's not a rosary. It's called something. But whatever, she said she wanted to touch it, but the lady looked so alive, she felt like if she even touched it, that it'll wake the lady up. So they want your genetics. There's a battle of genetics. There's a battle over plasma, and we're still going having these surgeries done. Hell, they want black women's period blood now because they recently discovered that there are stem cells in the period blood. Guys, and you wonder why all these young women is going missing. That they're finding stem cells in the period blood of black women. Stem cells are regenerative cells. They can regenerate things. So I don't know. We just got to be careful. We just got to be careful. Exactly, Neek. Neek said Big Mama had 13 kids and no BBL. Obviously, Big Daddy still loved it. Obviously, baby, that booty still gonna jiggle. Them breasts still gonna move, period. So just love yourself. Anyway, Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx, some white people, I guess they are in the medical field, they came out this weekend and said that Jamie Foxx basically had blood clots. And I talked earlier today about if you've been vaccinated to make sure you keep an aspirin nearby. Just so if you feel a headache or if you feel anything, you can pop an aspirin. And aspirins break up blood clots really quickly. Just to be on the safe side. Hell, it ain't just for people who took the shot, even people who aren't vaccinated. Because it's all kind of mosquitoes and other bugs that Bill Gates and them put out to give people the vaccine, according to his TED Talk. Not my words, Billy's words. So just be careful, guys. Take some aspirin with you. If you feel any kind of way, pop a pill. Pop an aspirin. Don't pop no perk 30 or none of that. Pop an aspirin. Okay, just in case it's a blood clot coming in. Sometimes you can't feel blood clots when there are certain places in your body, but if it's in the brain, you can feel it. That being said, I was on Netflix minding my business like always. And I popped up on a Jamie Foxx movie. Now, mind you, he has a movie out called They Clone Tyrone. The movie was supposed to come out June, but it's already have been pushed back. They already pushed it back. However, it's another Jamie Foxx movie on Netflix called Power. Y'all. So it's starring Jamie Foxx, but I got my own theory. One of the executive producers is called Ray Angel, and I have a theory. It's just in my head that this Ray Angel person is Jamie Foxx. I was just thinking about the Ray Charles and how Ray Charles is an angel and how much fame he got off of that Ray Charles movie because he played Ray Charles to a T. And I said, maybe Jamie Foxx is executive producer Ray Angel, but that's his disguise because he don't want people to know his affiliation with this movie that he's starring in, right? So the movie is called Power. Y'all, somebody said that's a good movie. It's true. Oh, y'all. So the movie was released during COVID, and the movie is about, I guess it's the naval force, it's the government, but they're out on a ship. So I think Jamie was a former special forces and they saw his genetic makeup and then they kidnapped his daughter to do genetic testing on his daughter. So he in the movie he was trying to get his daughter back. The gist of the movie is these little pills that before you take them you flip a switch and turn the pill on and you take the pill and it turns you into different things. Like some people it just explodes their body. Some people, it turns them into just superheroes. Some people, it turns them into big, like Incredible Hulk type things where their muscles is like you can't beat them. Bullets won't beat them. And some people, it turns them into like chameleon because it matches the animals. The genetics in it matches some animals, right? Matches some animals. So it turns you into a chameleon. So I blend in with the furniture basically. And some people take it and they turn it into fire. Either way, Jamie's genetics apparently takes the pill and it turns them into nothing but just a regular super strength human. They don't mutate. Now, the movie is kind of based on like the Henrietta Lacks story. Um but his daughter would be the Henrietta Lacks. And they was gonna go outright kill his daughter, but they was just doing genetic testing on her, and just it's something, y'all. And it was released during COVID, and I said, this smells fishy. And somebody was out to get Jamie in real life. You got the Django. The Django was the Django. Nick, the Django really was a great movie. Then you got um at the controversial movies. He did quite a few controversial movies. This movie Power, and then they cloned Tyrone, which was supposed to come out during this era, right during the time where a lot of genetic testing is going on. Right. She didn't need the pill to tap into her power. So in the movie, the daughter, the pill was basically on the daughter's genetics. So she didn't need the pill, like she already had the power, but they was able to bottle her power up in a sense. Just like the Henrietta Lacks story. We just feel like, oh, it's just one Negro that they did this way. No, it's the Negroes in America that they're doing this genetic testing on. It's not Africans, it's nobody else. It's in the Americas. Okay? North America in particular, and Central America in particular. Right? So she could tap into these powers without the pill, and they bottled that up and gave it to everybody else, and everybody else was mutating into all kinds of stuff, just like the Henrietta Lacks situation. Again, they saw how Henrietta Lacks cells were splitting so fast, and they was able to bottle that up and create nuclear medicine and nuclear science. Now you got nuclear reactors all over the place, and you can almost bet your bottom dollar this all ties in together. I just got a little, how can I say this? I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say it like this. There is possibly some Pakistanians involved in this Jamie Foxx situation. I can't confirm or deny it, but my spidey senses is telling me um, there is this Pakistani group that has involvement in what's going on with Jamie, possibly under the initial CPG. They have a genetic testing firm um, somewhere in Texas, then another one somewhere in Pakistan. Um, be leery of these genetic testing firms because they're not testing themselves genetically. They are testing your genetics. They're testing our genetics for preservation, the fountain of youth, for abilities that we don't even really tap into for real, for real. Some of us, either way, is a lot of genetic testing going on. So if you're part of that whole investigation group, CPG, those three letters in any kind of order, you'll find some genetic testing facilities. I just did a basic preliminary research because my spidey senses. Okay, it's my blame my spidey senses. Okay. I feel like Jamie put that movie out because he knew something. I feel like Jamie is Ray Angel. I feel like Jamie put out They Clone Tyrone because he knows something. And again, they've already pushed that movie back. Okay. Please give me some likes if you like this content so far. If you feel me so far, please click like, please share it so far. This is a little late night. We're in a late night creep right now. We on the late night creep right now. I know they have my numbers because earlier it was crazy. I remember we had talked about the genetic testing. Yes, it's a lot of genetic testing going on. My first thought was them people bothering him, but his girl and her ex-man and his ex-girl, I don't know what that. He also did another recent movie where he was killing vampires and selling their teeth for money. Snoop was in the movie too. What's the name of it? What's the name of that movie, Ty? And it was Jamie's daughter who told us 2 weeks ago that Jamie was doing fine playing pickleball. Exactly, neat. I think pickleball is code word for something. I just ain't figured it out because I haven't had time. But pickleball just keep coming up and it's like, what the hell is pickleball? Did I miss something? Did I miss something while I was like, what the hell is a pickleball? I think they could be short for something. And also, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Martin Lawrence the first person to tell us that Jamie Foxx was actually in the hospital before anybody else? I could be mistaken. But I think it was Martin Lawrence that actually revealed that Jamie Foxx was in the hospital. So if it wasn't for Martin, we possibly wouldn't even know that he was in the hospital. Whatever day Martin Lawrence got his Walk of Fame star, his star on the Walk of Fame, he mentioned something about Jamie Foxx. And then everybody else started, well, yeah, he is in the hospital and da 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 da. Nick Cannon and all these people. Yeah, he is da 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 da. Then his daughter just saying all kind of random ass shit. And then it came out this weekend. The doctor said, no, he got blood clots in his brain. That's the same thing John McCain died of and Javita Moore. Once those blood clots start in the brain, the reason why you have neurological problems is because it keep clotting. So you have to keep these people on so many blood thinners. You probably have to have an actual tube in their brain to drain the blood, but the brain also needs blood to power the brain. So that's a serious fucking thing that'll take you out unless you're a celebrity and you got money to keep it. God bless him, man. Jamie is a threat. Jamie is a real threat to these people, bro. He can sing, he can act, he funny as hell. You know, he don't really take no bullshit because you can tell he don't take no bullshit by the type of movies that he do. You can tell he don't take no bullshit. They clone Tyrone. Who's ballsy enough to do that? Wait till y'all see this one power. This ain't the power with the gay guys in it with 50 Cent and all that on Star. That ain't the power I'm talking about. This is a different type. This is a different movie. Wait till y'all see it. Greetings, Crystal. Um, Pray for Tyrese. He's starting to speak on some things. I ain't really been looking. It's to me, it's their duty to speak. Like, you're out here. You're out here. You're right. The Negro celebrities, they right here by these monsters. They was able to walk right up on the monsters and see. You know, they able to walk right up on. See, we on the outside looking in. Okay, we ain't getting invited to these private parties. Okay, we ain't getting invited to the ins and outs. All right, we don't care to be invited. But we do care when one of ours is taken out, and we do care when one of ours is being tampered with, like with the Jamie Foxx situation. Um, and again, celebrities will have to have some type of protection for us, right? There's no doubt in my mind that Jamie Foxx had them dudes. Jamie Foxx had them dudes with him. It was just some kind of vaccine mandate that was put in place, which is crazy. So that came out of the state of Georgia. Could have been state militia. Could have been, I don't know who was enforcing it, but it was enforced. Some kind of way where the people on that set had to take it, or maybe it was a whole trick, and only Jamie Foxx Had to take the shot because have we heard anything about Cameron Diaz? That's supposed to be her comeback film, and she not in the hospital. So did she have to take the vax as well? Child, I don't know. Some people said they saw Project Power. They saw it's a good one. Hey, Barbara. Thank you. Say hey, beautiful. Um, he is also in God is a Bullet that's coming out. See, I ain't even see. See, he ain't to be played with. I'm telling you, he ain't to be played with. Y'all click like in here. Why the numbers ain't going up? Ain't nobody coming to the chat. YouTube ain't sent my notification out, or somebody playing with my numbers again. Cause I'm about to tell y'all something about the alley that we got. Hey Sonya, hey beautiful. I'm about to tell y'all. I think pickleball is something like tennis but different. I thought it was like the table top thing. I don't know. I know Jamie Foxx had a pickleball company. He was the first person I ever heard say something about pickleball. But now everybody is talking about pickleball. And I'm like, it's something that we missing. It's like they're in a romance with these monsters. Exactly. Hey, I'm making red. I needed you this morning. I needed everybody I can get this morning in here. Okay, I needed all of my special forces in here this morning. They messed with me bad this morning. And they had my two admins was in here. I missing my third leg. Their handlers don't allow them to speak, but it's getting hectic, so they getting fed up. Yep, I agree. 100% Ty. Require him to get snake bit to do the movie. Exactly. They said they gave Cameron Diaz that sugar water shot. Exactly. 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 She got the IV shot. She got the salt water. They getting the salt water shot. Okay? And then it ain't going in the vein. They ain't even looking for the vein to put that shot in. They just shooting it in, right in the muscle. They ain't sitting here thumping looking for the vein like they do the nigga. They gonna thump you all over you, all up and down your arm to try to find the vein and shoot it dead in the vein. But hey, if you Cameron, hey, we just poke you anywhere. It's a hit or miss. It's like if a mosquito bites you. It's like you just say you got the Bill Gates mosquito one. The Bill Gates mosquito ain't thumping you to find no vein either. That's why I don't know why they decide to waste that money and don't put in the vax in the bugs anyway. Big ass waste of money. You could use that money to end poverty, but no. Let's create some bugs, Billy. Silly Billy. Okay, so let's talk. Somebody said they live from Bermuda. Okay. Shout out to Bermuda in the house. Somebody said pickleball is becoming big in ATL. What is it, Dr. Q? Because Jamie Foxx was here. He got a house here. I think he lived here. If I'm mistaken, Jamie lived here. But I know he was filming here in Atlanta, and somebody got It's a lot going on here in Atlanta. Atlanta is Atlanta. Okay, Atlanta is the Emerald City, so everybody is everywhere. Uh, hey Frank Brogan, you must be some kind of Ashley. I tell you what, I miss you this morning. I got you. They want to blacks. Yeah, they did want to get a shot first. I didn't get a notification for that. Hey, so you didn't get a notification. Let's see. I scroll down to the bottom. Speaking of mosquitoes, we normally don't have mosquitoes out here in San Diego, but we've been having a lot lately. Dang, Marcus, Bill must be out there. Now, y'all, let me tell y'all this, okay? We the Negroes have gotten an alley-oop that we probably need to pay more attention to because the media is being very about it. It's a particular story that has happened. Forbes has reported on it. Quite a few outlets has reported on it, but it was just like, we gonna put it out because we got to because of the Supreme Court, but then we gonna shut up about it. Okay? Behold the face. Okay? Behold the face. All right? that we need to pay close attention to. This, friends, is Miss Geraldine Tyler, 94 years old. Miss Geraldine Tyler had a condo and it was foreclosed on. And that left her with nothing. The city took her condo. They said she owed taxes, right? She owed back taxes on it. They took her property and left her with nothing. And she was devastated about her property being lost. So she took it to the local court. And basically they said, well, hey, that's the way of the world. You know, you get foreclosures happen every day. You're no different. This sweet-faced Negro woman who needs to be written in history took this all the way to the Supreme Court, and in a unanimous ruling, the Supreme Court said, hey, y'all can't take property. If someone owes you, then you take the money that they owe, and everybody else, and that person is owed their property. So basically, they stole the equity and everything. Took her property, stole the equity, and plus, so I think she owed like $2,000 or something, $1,500, $2,000 in taxes. But I guess with the lawsuits and everything, it came to be like $50,000. But she owed the city like $2,000. They took her home for $2,000. Just think about this. This is how she's changed the world. She has changed real estate in America, and everybody's scared now. That's why a lot of people ain't talking about it, because it's deep. What she did was she just literally legally stopped gentrification. Think about what happened here in Atlanta, right? Gentrification is the reason why white folks is here in Atlanta and Asian people. Because they created something called a Beltline Project, raised the taxes on all the old Negroes that's been in these houses for centuries, and kicked them out. These older black people was on television crying, saying, hey, we can't afford this tax hike. You know, hey, they're kicking us out. Nobody did nothing about it. This older generation was crying. And just like Atlanta being the home of the first project that came out of HUD, Civil Rights Act, the first project was built here in Atlanta. The first gentrification project happened here in Atlanta, and it happened so quick that model was then spread in multiple cities across America. Because it went from Atlanta straight to D.C., went from D.C. straight to California, went from California straight to Miami. And it's a project, literally like a Beltline project. Like they coming in, they changing the street lights, and they raising the property taxes. What they did here in Atlanta was they created a alternative transportation route, they call it. And everywhere they followed the old train track, and they took up the old train track and said, this is the Beltline project. All right, we paving a sidewalk for bikes to travel on. And along this sidewalk, people are building businesses like restaurants and things like that. So the sidewalk is cutting through neighborhoods in Atlanta, and they call it the Beltline Project. Only thing is, it was niggas already in these neighborhoods. It was already black folk all in these neighborhoods, and they had to take these people out. These weren't houses that were ran down and dilapidated, guys. These were houses that were being lived in by older Negroes who had been there literally, who families had been there for centuries. They raised the taxes so high they took old Fourth Ward all the way. Now they call it O4W. Took old Fourth Ward all the way. Took the rest of Midtown that the black folks had. The gentrification project went all the way over to Cascade, Camp Creek area. Okay? But that's where it stopped, because it was hard to gentrify those Negroes out over there. Because at that point, it was such a war cry to say, hey, y'all can't kick everybody out. The black people that was over there by the old Brave Stadium got kicked out. They all did. So if they owed $1,000 in taxes, what happened with this case? If they owe $1,000 in taxes, the Supreme Court has ruled the only thing you can take is that $1,000, baby. You can't take the equity out those people's houses, and you can't take the home. Now, let me take this sweet lady off my screen so we can get into it. This lady went and fought for the equity in her home and won. Imagine if she was a farmer who owned 160 acres and got it taken by the government, all the equity that was lost. Negroes in America lost 90% of their land from the World War I and World War II era. All of that equity gone. All of that wealth that was supposed to be inherited, gone. Nothing to pass down. The equity in the farms and the homes alone is the generational wealth that was stolen. See, this sweet young lady, Miss Geraldine Tyler, is to be written in history because she done changed it all back. Not everybody can fight the cases. What she did was to look like to me she was some type of angel. An angel on earth. Because it's Negroes all around America literally putting together cases as best as we can. It's attorneys that's trying to help as best as they can put together these cases of land loss. Putting together these cases of literally equity loss. Inheritance, stolen inheritance. And this young sweet lady, who even knew how she was able to afford to take this all the way to the Supreme Court, baby. Took it all the way to the Supreme Court and won, 94 years old. They got the government, because the government is the one that took her stuff. Isn't the government the one took ours? Isn't the government the one that took our family stuff too? It's the exact same thing. Won in a unanimous decision, guys. And everybody is being quiet about it because everybody's scared. Because imagine those people who had their homes foreclosed on for $1,000. See, the local municipality tried to tell the lady that she abandoned her property. And that's how they were able to take it for abandonment, not for taxes. Although they took it for taxes, they said they took it for abandonment. That sweet young lady said, I didn't abandon my property. And she took it all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court agreed with her. She didn't abandon her property. What are you talking about? You sent her letters saying it was foreclosed and you was going to take it for back taxes. We got the Tax Act of 1861 that started taking Negroes' land and literally started calling them slaves. Slaves couldn't own land. We had taxes that was outlawed in the 70s because they said, well, this is unconstitutional. You shouldn't have to pay money on property that you owe. So we'll have you pay in kind. So then the tax structure was changed to an in-kind tax. I'm in the Reconstruction era, late 1800s. So they said, well, if you are running tobacco on your property, just pay the government X amount of tobacco. If you are running cotton on your property, if your family own a cotton field, just have your nieces and nephews out there picking cotton because we got to pay X amount of cotton in order to keep our farm. Same thing with pineapple, same thing with oranges down in Florida. Same thing with oil. Guys, be ye not deceived. If your family own those oil fields, you got to pay in kind, baby. It's in kind tax game, right? And then when you couldn't make it, your property was seized. Now, mind you, if your property was seized for a few bales of cotton, how much is it worth? You wasn't supposed to take the equity, and you wasn't supposed to take the land, and you wasn't supposed to take the structures on it. All you supposed to take is your $1,000 worth, according to the Supreme Court. Now, the reason why these cases are so important is because when you're building a case for your family for land that was lost, homes that was foreclosed, you literally use that case. Thank you for the super chat. I got red. I lipstick. I'm sorry. You literally, somebody said I got lipstick on my nose. You literally use that as a reference case, guys. You literally use that as a reference case. Literally. It's an alley-oop. It's an alley-oop. If you miss the dunk, you just can't play ball. See, I told you, you don't have to do this no radical way. Just hang tight. Just hang tight. I knew it. I just didn't know. You know it's going to happen. You know somebody's going to win big, but you just never know where it's going to come from. You think it's going to come from like one of those younger ones that's out here really trying. Then the 94-year-old lady said, y'all sit back, chillin'. Y'all go and get you something to eat, chillin'. I got it. According to this case, the government can only take what they owe, what you owe, and that's it. I think they took upwards to $600,000 from this lady in equity and the actual cost of her home. Please dig into this case, guys. Look at this case. Repost this case. 94-year-old black woman. See, all the media is leaving out the fact that this is a Negro woman that just turned the whole America upside down. She turned the whole America upside down. Because now, everybody can sue. And everybody will win. Period. 94. 94. This is the type of elder that I love. This is the type of elder that we should respect. She not here saying da 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 da. She not here saying with no turquoise and feathers and all this stuff on. This lady just handling business. She handled business. Everybody tell me lipstick on my nose. Y'all, I don't know. I don't know why I got big lips. Okay. Her name is Geraldine Tyler. Shout out to the Tyler family. My goodness, Miss Geraldine. Write her down in here. Say her name, Geraldine. I might get me a shirt made that says Geraldine Tyler. I love everybody named Geraldine. Okay? All the Geraldines is on fire to me. One of the ladies that taught me in school. Well, she really teach me in school, but she sung with the choir in school. Miss Geraldine Huntley, she bought a plantation down there in Albany. Scooped it up for the white folks did. Just scooped it. On a whole sprawling plantation, one of the prettiest plantations in the South. Miss Geraldine Huntley, an OG just like that, older black lady. Now here come Miss Geraldine Tyler, just kicked the door open. Said everybody who's been foreclosed upon, everybody who has had their property taken by the government. Look at what I'm finna do. I'm finna win. And now you finna have a reference. It's amazing. Y'all, it's amazing. It's amazing. Amazing. It's Geraldine for the win. Geraldine, no, it went to the Supreme Court, Alan. It went all the way to the Supreme Court. They just won the Supreme Court, May 25th? It just happened like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, something like that. See, she went through the counties. She did the chain of command. But she ain't stopped. She took it all the way to the Supreme Court. She took it all the way to the Supreme Court and won. So they got to give her all her stuff back. Because she had started staying in, and y'all, she did this while staying in an older facility, like a facility for elders. Not a facility like a nursing home, but a facility like a, you know how they have the senior living facilities with like the townhomes and condos and stuff. She did all of this while staying in a senior living facility, y'all. This is remarkable. It's remarkable. It's remarkable. So all of the home equity. It's a home equity um Supreme Court case. Property rights and home equity Supreme Court case. So government sold it, kept the property, she sued and won it all back. And for all these people who were made homeless all over America, so many countless people were made homeless and they just could not fight. Miss Geraldine fought. Miss Geraldine fought. Now all these people who were made homeless because their house was foreclosed on or because their family's property was taken via taxes, it's time. We up 1,000,000 points. Thanks to Miss Geraldine. I want to make sure I bring that to y'all attention. And I'm going to keep bringing it to everybody's attention. Miss Geraldine Tyler. And I got a feeling, see, it's some white people that are some white attorneys that were talking about it. And again, they're not mentioning that this is a black woman. They're not saying her name. They're just saying a 94-year-old old lady. No, 94-year-old Geraldine Tyler, baby. She's a Negro. She's a Negra. Okay, she took it to the Supreme Court and won first time in history. Okay, so that being said, the Negroes in America who lost millions of acres, the Negroes in America who lost their land, the Negroes in America who had their land auctioned off, whose property was worth hundreds of thousands, whose properties were worth millions. Imagine if you had 160 acres. Imagine what the equity looked like in 160 acres. Imagine what the equity looked like. All of it was stolen. The whole inheritance was just ripped away. Now you got to give it back. What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts? Yes, it can, Marcus. It can. And that's what people are tapping into now. That's what people are tapping into now. Help people during the 2008 financial crisis. See, people are going to sue and people are going to keep suing. People are going to sue and they're going to keep suing. You can do this the right way and get the great results like Miss Geraldine Tyler did. People are going to take these property loss cases up because you're losing more than property. You're losing the equity. You know, we've been talking about property loss this whole time, losing property, and losing our inheritance because we don't have the property. The inheritance is the equity. That's it. The inheritance is the equity. It's just all in wording. It's all in how you word it. Like we lost it. If you can take out a home equity loan right now if you wanted to. You could take out a home equity loan and get as much equity as you want out of the home equity. We didn't have these options to take out any home equity loans. We didn't have these options to use our equity as a collateral to get more property. We didn't have these options to use our equity as a collateral to build and fund our own government militias, our own whatever. We didn't have these options because the land was taken. And then they said she abandoned it just like they said our ancestors abandoned it. I went over some cases. I don't know which show that was I did. I think it's a show about the 950 Negro farmers and the gold heirs and all of that. I think that's how I titled it. But I did a whole series of shows where I was talking about these Negroes who was bringing up these cases, and the government kept telling them, "Hey, you abandoned this," and we took it because we will abandon it. And I said, well, they couldn't abandon it if you had lynch mobs running through their city, and you wasn't, doing anything about the murderers. They couldn't abandon it if you flooded it. I was going into that. But what about the people whose land was literally sold on the auction and they still called it abandonment because they didn't want to call it taxes? This lady said, nah, y'all ain't finna hit me with that abandonment stuff. No, baby. I didn't abandon nothing. I want my equity and my property back. Over $600,000 in equity, y'all. The lawyers should be lining up for the slam dunk cases now. This should be mobilized. This should mobilize us all now. Exactly, Dr. McHugh. And they are. And they are. The YouTube lawyers is anyway. That's the only place you really see lawyers kind of like talk together about it. But this one YouTube, but it's the white lawyers though. It's the white lawyers that's talking about it. The Negro lawyers ain't even talking about it. Like they don't see it because it's so much other stuff going on in our culture. They don't see these wins that's happening in our culture. You know, we talking about Jamie Foxx, we talking about Jackie O, and we can't hop out of the rabbit hole to look at reality. Reality is this is happening too, but this is happening too. This is happening so you can pull yourself out of this situation, so you can stop this. You can actually afford to get some militias if you had your home equity back, if you had the equity in your property back. You can afford to get some protection. I ain't talking about just 10 niggas with weapons. You can afford systematically to get some protection. You can afford a system. You can afford to build your system then. You can afford to get those car factories open back up that the Negroes was running. Negroes was running candy factories down in the city where I'm from. You can afford to get those open back up. Now, when you do that from a corporate standpoint, now comes the militias. Okay, because you have to have a corporate structure to protect it. You have to have a protection around your companies when it's that big. Now you can afford some stuff, guys. Now you can play ball. Now you can play ball. Distraction. 14 million acres lost. It wasn't slavery, but it was robbery. I'm just so grateful. If I can send Miss Geraldine flowers, I would. Because it's something different when you're online talking about it. When you are stirring up the ancestors and, kind of ruffling feathers and kicking over tables, talking about, hey, we lost our land. And then you have all kind of campaign spin saying Negroes never had land, and we don't own land, and you got so many campaigns that was spent, and then this young lady just do something just as simple as this, but as complicated as this. 94 years old. 94 years old. The government can't take your property, your equity in your property no more, guys. Now it's your time to fight to get it back. It's your time to fight to get it back. Somebody said the grand highest, exactly. Are they opening those businesses back up with immigrants? That's what I'm saying, bro. How can who gonna train the immigrants to do the job? They gonna hire the Negroes to train the immigrants to do the job? I got questions. I just got questions. Guys. Yes, getting it back plus interest. That's what I'm saying. It's the interest for me. How long? See, that's what I'm saying, right? Somebody asked me to talk about when I brought the land patent situation up, right? 160 acres. Somebody said, some Cold War type hand was telling YouTubers, hey, don't touch the land patent situation. Don't talk about it, right? But now, it's just bursting in the scenes, and somebody pulled out an old treaty, an old Choctaw treaty from 1866. They got a clause in it giving Choctaws 160 acres. Here's the thing. I wouldn't even never came online talking about this stuff if it wasn't true. If I had not read all this stuff already, I wouldn't have never came online talking about it. I would have never came online saying, hey, it wasn't the 40 acres in the mule. No, look at this 160 acres. Look at these patents. I've already pulled out where the tribes were fighting to get land patents. I already pulled that out a long time ago. When I was going through those heirs property records for all these Negroes with all these Geraldine type names on them. I already know we're tied into the treaties here in America. However, what I also know is all of these tribes in America have been overtaken by Russians. All of them. Every last tribe. Unless y'all created one yesterday. And the one that you created yesterday ain't tied into no treaties. All the tribes that's tied into treaties, they was overtaken by the Russians. That's the Cold War. Go look up the Cold War, guys. We didn't talk about all the wars. We ain't talking about all the wars, but I'm just hitting on the ones that's important. The Civil War, World War One and World War Two, the Cold War. Now I bring up the Vietnam War every now and then just because that's when we was actually segregated and blacks and whites was fighting together. You know. However, that ain't as important. It's important. The whole era was important because you had the Lend-Lease Act that happened during that era, where literally all the commodities was being shipped from America. Commodities, gold, oil, sweet potato, everything being shipped from America to literally every country, and money, and that's the largest wealth transfer that we have ever seen from the Negro community. Period. That's when our land got lost. Now, in order to maintain this lend lease, you have to have a government in place. You have to have military in place. You have to have central intelligence in place. Now, our particular government central intelligence is supposed to help the Negroes in America. But it would be hard for them to differentiate who's who when you got Negroes in America telling folks, hey, you need to be foreign nationals. You need to be Moroccans. You need to be this, you need to be that. So the CIA is going to look at everybody like, okay, these are, they're terrorists. But it's some innocent people in that group that aren't terrorists, that they're just told something that it sounded good and they just went with it. Because it's a better situation than what they were previously in. They got locked up for weed and now they're a felon, and this sounds good to a felon. But nobody's going to teach the felon his actual history so that he can get it right, so that he won't be looked upon as a terrorist. So now you got the felon out here doing hitman work. And now you finna do it wrong. So it's governments in place to keep your sweet potatoes cross seas. It's governments in place. Right now, Ghana is fighting China. Literally, guys, if I'm lying or flying, Ghana is fighting China over cocoa, chocolate. Ghana Parliament, Ghana's officials are mad because China has taken chocolate from them. Who did Ghana get the chocolate from? Chocolate is indigenous to America. So if you are growing chocolate in Ghana, you got to keep your whole government, because that's how you make your money. Then somebody come to take it, now they at war with you. But what about the Negroes in America who were running chocolate? Way before Ghana was even created. Because that's new. Ghana is like 1950s and 1960s. Way before y'all was even a thing. It was some Negroes in America, somewhere in North or Central America, farming chocolate, growing these things, making chocolate. Somewhere, because it's an indigenous plant. Same thing with sweet potatoes, same thing with mushrooms, same thing with oil, guys. Oil, you got to have the toughest Muslims to protect that oil. They think it's a game. It's not. So everything that was taken from us, I have a feeling that it's being returned, guys. It ain't even really a feeling. I have great confidence that Negroes in America, real indigenous families who know the truth, who are seeking the truth, which I'm putting the whole book form on pre-sale now that's releasing this summer. I got a feeling y'all can keep fighting. And I'm glad I didn't release the book because I need to add Geraldine Tyler to the book. I got to. I have got to put her name somewhere in this book before I send it off to the printer. And that probably need to happen this week. I just got to say it. I just got to say it. I just got to say her name. Book is on pre-sale right now on HellaPlants.com. For those of you who didn't know, if you're new to the fold, I did write a book putting all this stuff together just so that it won't be lost again. You know, this book is designed as a coffee table book. So it's designed to sit out. Of course, it's not going to have this on it or this on it. It's going to be this is just what we use to edit. But it's designed to sit out. You know, it's not designed to go on shelves like these books. If you can compare like the size, this is black potatoes. For size comparison. Yeah. So yeah, they took your potato Idaho potatoes somewhere else. Their government's gonna protect those potatoes. Their government's gonna protect those potatoes by any means. You got militias protecting potato, but and it sounds crazy, but if potatoes is $1 billion industry, yeah, of course you're gonna. Anybody who encroach on that land where them potato being grown, you're not gonna live long. You're not gonna live long. Yeah, I got to add her to the book, Dr. Q. I got to. It won't be right if I didn't. I have to. I have to. It's coming, Armstrong. It's coming. It's coming in hot. It's coming in hot. It's on pre-order now. Launching this summer. I can't wait for y'all to get it. You know, it's kid friendly. You know, I'm talking in the book like I actually got a degree. Like it ain't no ratchetness. We just ratchet online, okay? We're not ratchet all the time. Anyway, I just wanted to put that in y'all cup. I know it's late night. Some of y'all got to be to work in the morning. Hey, I didn't want to keep y'all on here long. Please share this so that we can get Miss Geraldine Tyler's story out. You know, she is definitely to be honored, and there are more that's coming after her. Trust me. All ages are in the fight. I'm telling y'all. All ages of Negroes are in this land fight. All ages. It's something that I see why they tried to stop it. I see why it was death threats put out. I see why. Cause boy, once you get the elders involved, not the coon elders, once you get the elders involved that done had something taken, they're not gonna stop at nothing to fight. They're not gonna stop. And it's some one drops that's involved too. By one drop, I mean white people who got drops of Negroes in them. They involved too. You know, it's someone that's those genetics done kick those Negro genetics done kicked in and say, hey, this is not right. I also got another theory, y'all. Let me get out of here. Yeah, we do have to look into the financial crisis of 2008 because that messed a lot of people up. A lot of people got messed up in that whole balloon. So y'all know there's a lot of AI stuff going on. Talk about AI, right? And I, Robot is one of my favorite movies, okay? I, Robot taught me how to use Google, literally. I kid you not, guys. I, Robot, literally, I used a saying in I, Robot to learn how to work Google years ago. And how I work Google is how I'm able to pull up old PDFs that most people can't find, but I can get to the dark side of the internet from Google without no special kind of nothing on my computer. I can get to the bottom of the internet. I can pull up PDFs that companies have shared. If they share them over the airways, I can pick it up via Google. It's the craziest thing, but this this kind of technology has been in place. It's just ain't utilized. But either way, I learned how to do that watching the movie I, Robot. I kid you not. It's all in how you ask. If you don't ask the question the right way, you won't get the right results. Right? That's how you use search engines. You don't ask the question the right way, you're not going to get the right results. And that's what I'm going to say. That will help you unpack history. That will help you unpack math. That will help you unpack gematria. That will help you unpack anything you think your mind want to explore. That'll help you unpack everything. If you don't ask it the right way, it's not going to respond the right way. Okay, because Google has used artificial intelligence for a long time. This is not new. They're just now talking about it. That being said, you see a lot of white people trying to move away from artificial intelligence because they're saying it's going to destroy the world. Uh, I don't. I'm about to say the total opposite of what you're saying, Mrs. Street. I don't think it's our enemy at all. See, here's the thing about artificial intelligence. I don't think it was programmed to hate niggas like some white people are, and it's kind of harsh. But hell, it's 11:48 p.m. I should be able to say a few things on here tonight. I don't think AI was programmed to hate Negroes. I don't think the racism was programmed into AI because AI will give you anything you want to know if you ask it the right way. See, they left out some things when they was programming AI. That's why everybody running now. I said, damn, AI will give these niggas the real answer. AI didn't whitewash history because it ain't no pictures involved like that. See, somebody didn't program AI to whitewash stuff. So it's going to be the enemy of white people. It'll be the enemy of the people who tried to hide it. See, when they program it, they didn't program it with hiding things. So AI talk too much. AI talks too much. So now everybody is running. The person who created AI on Google platform, he's running. You know, everybody's running and saying, "Oh, this is going to destroy us." Well, you made it. You made it. I don't think AI hate niggas at all. I think it's quite the opposite. I think if they keep on how they keeping, these AI things will be done told they've been done ate all the cheese. Cause these AI robot things, these chatbots, have started eating the cheese. It's all in how you ask. It's all in how you ask. That's my theory. That's you say you remember me mentioning that in one of my videos about Google. That's my theory. Somebody said, great point. That's my theory. AI ain't got nothing to do with white supremacy. AI don't see color. AI just see files. You know, all the burnt libraries. Ooh, wow. Yeah, they gonna fuck around and find out. Hey, I said, oh, y'all didn't burn these libraries. Y'all did not burn these libraries. AI, nah, everybody running. They can't destroy it now. I also got another theory. This kind of out there though. I don't know whether I should say this. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. It's what time is it? 11:51. Let me say it for the day out, so I keep all my theories in one day, and then I'm gonna get on off here. Solar panels. Okay, they're saying solar panels is using plasma energy. These are not my words. These are people who building them. Solar panels are using plasma energy. Free energy is what they're calling it. I call them Ghostbuster machines because I feel like it's so many people died, and then the solar panels was put up as these people were dying. So I feel like the free energy, the spirit that comes from the body, is supposed to somehow be absorbed in the panels. Now there are satellites that control that gets energy from the solar panels, and they're able to beam this energy down and make direct energy weapons. Okay. They're able to beam this satellite energy down and do whatever they want to do with it. It's energy. Here's what I think. Because they know I have a science degree, and like all scientists know that energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. So their goal was to transfer energy. That's why they use plasma in the panels. The goal was to transfer the energy to use it as free energy. Here's just my thoughts on it. The soul, to me, y'all can tell me what y'all think. We about to get a little deep. The soul, to me, contains the information. If something happens to me when I go to the upper room, my soul still got the information. Everything that I have learned on here, everything that was passed down through my DNA from years ago, y'all know I got an old nigga spirit. So it ain't no telling how much information is locked just in my genetics. My soul has all of that, right? So if my soul is able to be captured in some type of free energy panel, then I sit there and weaponize this energy as a direct energy. Then what happens when that beam hit a certain person? It's not just like a destruction that happens. It could be a transfer of information that happens too, from person to person, from satellite to person. That's my theory that I would like for people with the scientist brain to help flesh out. It's a transfer of information. It's not just a transfer of energy, it's a transfer of information. It also ties into artificial intelligence. Something is powering AI. That's why I said, you know, AI wasn't programmed with white supremacy. Could it have been programmed with old nigga DNA? You know? A mixture of everything, and so nothing will be hidden. That's why everybody's running. When people get hit with lasers and stuff, and y'all know people are getting hit with lasers because people are getting what's called Havana syndrome that comes directly from laser attacks. In fact, some prime minister that said just got hit with lasers last week, and he got out of his car and he had Havana syndrome. Now, if I hit you with a laser, that's free energy that was collected. What happens to the information transfer? Do you get the energy? Do you get the information? y'all are making. I think this direct energy weapon, when it hits certain people, it turns them into super. Possibly, possibly turns them into gives them information that they wouldn't normally get. Possibly give them information that they would probably have to spend hours upon years researching. It because the scientists is looking at it as free energy, but they're not looking at it as free information to the person who you're attacking. And in our culture, we already say, I got a download. I just got a download. I believe that's true. I believe people are getting downloads. And I believe it's deeper than we think. Anyway, that's your 5G story for today. Oh, chat. Oh, okay. So somebody said missing dark skinned children. And AI can't just be connected to just computers and return the info it's returning. Can't be the only source. That's right. The quantum computer. Quantum is tied into nuclear physics. China Black. You feel me? You feel me, China? You feel me, China? What is nuclear energy? How is nuclear? How was the whole nuclear medicine created by a Negro, Henrietta Lacks, her cells, that old nigga DNA, that old Negro spiritual DNA? It's all tied in together. It's all tied in together. It's all of it is. Somebody say, "You're mine, girl." Octavia Butler level. Thank you. On that note, I'm gonna let y'all go. I thank y'all for joining me tonight. Please share this with somebody. Pre-order the book American History if you haven't. It's only gonna get better and better and better. This is only volume 1. I'm so proud. So proud. We got something here. I'm gonna keep promoting it. I want to get 1,000 pre-sales to take to the printer. I haven't hit 1,000 pre-sales yet, but that's like my goal. That's my goal. Anyway, the human is the origin quantum computer, the original quantum computer. And Marcus works up in the space realm, right, Marcus? Oh, that's just the video game I be seeing you play. That I'm sorry, that's just a video game. It's just a video game. Anyway, where's the link to the pre-order? It's on HelloPlants.com. Let me see, can I type the link in here? It's the first product on HelloPlants.com. Hello Plants. Did I type it in there? Can y'all see that? There you go. Hello with 2oldplants.com. It's the first product that you'll see. And for right now, I'm only doing pre-sales on this website. Once I get the book printed, I don't know, guys. If you have written a book before, let me know if you self-published and how was it, how was it self-publishing? Because I can publish it on like Amazon, self-publish it on Amazon and rock out. But I want to know, like, if you all have a book out, like, some of my friends told me I should consider going through a publishing company. But I don't know. What y'all think? I should consider going through a publishing company, or should I just self-publish? Thanks for the stream. We needed this. You're welcome, Mr. Streets. Y'all going to order one, but they keep. Oh, you may have to try to refresh your browser, because sometimes, like, I don't know, I don't really have any problems on Hello Plants, but if you put in the zip code wrong or something like that, it'll kick it back out. It'll kick the card back out if you put in the zip code wrong. I know that for sure. What y'all think? Somebody said yes. It has to be something if we can reset our bodies by dry fasting for 72 hours. Exactly. Just like computers, like I reset my computer. My computer acting up, I push it and reset it. Like you gotta literally a history system in your body. A history system in your body that literally takes your body all the way back. It starts now in some people it work quicker, but in some people you have to get on a dry fasting routine until your body is all the way reset back. I'm talking about from what you was born with. The reason why they're studying our bodies, the reason why they're studying our genetics is because it is a marvel. I ain't gonna hold you. It is a marvel, guys. I was working on my doctorate. We did cross section a black lady's brain. I highly doubt if she donated her body to science, but that's neither here nor there. Her brain was green. She had a green film over her brain, guys. It's been etched in my head for years. This was like 2009. She had a green film over her brain. And when they did the test on the chemicals in the film, it was dye. It was lye, dye, everything that's in the perm. But she had been living. She didn't die of that. She died of something totally different, but she had been walking around with a whole green brain. The fact that your body can work around things. The fact that something that's supposed to kill you, your body's just like, I'm gonna fix that. You just keep going. And it be sickness in your body, but you're still going because your body is fixing it while you still operating. That is the marvel that people all over the world is coming to America to study. And it's a genetic makeup that's unlike anything else, but you got to understand. I talk about this in my book. You got to understand. America has the oldest trees. You think trees ain't important, but it is. That means it has the oldest water. You've been drinking this water. You drunk this water uncontaminated. Your ancestors drunk this water uncontaminated. Whatever is in their DNA is in your DNA by birth. It just keeps coming back into your DNA. These waters with these minerals in it. You just keep drinking them. We talk about Africa and all the minerals in Africa. We never, don't talk about America and all of the minerals that are in America. Because it's governments that are fighting over the minerals that are in America too. The black people once owned it. Don't talk about the minerals in America, period, guys. Please. Shh. Wells and springs everywhere in America. More wells and more springs in this place than anywhere in the world. More rivers in America than anywhere in the world. Okay, the oldest trees in the history of the world. And a little bit of motivation, because now I'm at an hour and I'm going to get off at an hour and 30. If I can offer a little motivation, we still up by 1,000,000 points. Because the busiest airport on the planet is still ran by Negroes today. The land is still owned by Negroes. Everybody working is a Negro. You got elders out there at the airport. You ever fly into Atlanta, you will see Wakanda. You will see the Wakanda that they make the movie about. You will see the Emerald City. Older black people greeting you. Young black people fixing your food. Middle-aged black men in their prime waving the planes in. This is the busiest airport on the planet. Still ran by the Negroes to the day 2023. I flew into Atlanta. The first person I was greeted by was an old black man, 80 something years. I said, "How old are you?" Because I was shocked because I'm on an early flight. I was shocked that he was the first one that was there when I got off my plane. Waving people in the direction. I knew where to go already, but I'm just shocked. So I had a conversation with him. How old are you? He was 80 something. But I mean, got all this good health, man. Looked like he can outrun me. That's just a little motivation. Don't let nobody play in our face. Don't let nobody play with our name or our legacy, period. We still run the show, guys. And thanks to Miss Geraldine Tyler, this show just got better. I love y'all. I love y'all. Yes, I do need to know. Okay. I love y'all. I'm gonna continue this text messages. I love y'all. Self-publish. We have our own platform, and together we will rise. That's right. That's right. That's saying self-publish. Um. Thank you. Oh, somebody said, "Where's the African Henrietta Lacks? Nowhere to be found." Where's the African Fountain of Youth? I don't know. Nowhere to be found. It's lithium in America too. Shh. It's lithium all over America. They only talk about the lithium that's in Africa though. They're also mining lithium straight from America, but it's on Negro heirs property, so you got to be real quiet about it. Because energy is moving in the way of lithium right now, and if Negroes able to get their property back, and they got lithium on their property, then they'll be trillionaires. I love y'all. I probably see y'all in the morning. I don't know. Probably so. Probably see y'all in the morning. I might pop back up in the morning for a morning show. They got me good this morning. They got me real good this morning, y'all. They got me good this morning, y'all. I might be bike for a warm walk morning show. I love y'all. Have a good night. Sleep tight. And I'll see y'all later. Please give this a share. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.